What is going on, everybody? Back with video number 2 of our prep for the 2023 NFL Scouting Combine. We've got quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends that will be hitting the field for their individual drills on Saturday, March 4th. And then the next day, the offensive line and the running backs take over. So that'll be Sunday, March 5th. So in the last video we did like this, we focused on potential draft targets on the defensive side of the ball. Today, we're doing the opposite. We're shifting our attention to the offense. So much like that video, singled out 5 guys for this video. But like I said in that previous video as well, plenty of targets, plenty of prospects for us to have our eyes on. So if there's a guy on your mind, on your radar that I don't mention in this video, drop that prospect's name in the comments. I want to see who you are going to be watching during the scouting combine as well. But let's dive into it right away with what I consider a position of need for the Dolphins, considering we don't have any running backs under contract at this point in time for the 2023 NFL season. So let's start right away with Texas A&M running back here, De'Von Achane. 5'9", 185 pounds. So he was a backup role to Isaiah Spiller before taking over the starting role last year, the 2022 college football season. But I tell you what, we were in a position last year where I thought we might utilize some draft picks on a potential running back. So I did a lot of homework on Isaiah Spiller. And pretty much so far from what I've seen from Achane, I would rank Achane as a higher prospect than Spiller. And I know a lot of people really liked Spiller last year. Tell you what, I really like what I've seen from Achane so far this year. He's a compact running back. He's super shifty. He's explosive. He's the guy that can hit the home run play at any point in time, chunk yardage at any point in time. And you think about, what does Mike McDaniel want from his running backs? What have we seen the team have success with so far? It's those speed guys. It's those home run hitting guys. Enter De'Von Achane. And another thing that I think Mike McDaniel is going to love about this guy, it's the receiving skills. He wants the guys to be able to catch the ball, create in space. Well, I'll tell you what, Achane has good hands. He's shiftiness with his routes. He's good with his routes. He's going to be a mismatch for even NFL linebackers at this point in time. But overall, when it comes to running, he's got good vision. He's got good patience. And guess what? That's a good fit for the wide zone scheme running game that Mike McDaniel wants, because he gets the ball and he's patient. And once he finds his hole, that speed, that athleticism takes over and he hits the hole with conviction. Now, if you're looking for a negative, he is a smaller back. He doesn't have the ideal power for short yardage situations, for breaking tackles all that often. He also doesn't, because of the size, he's what I would consider not as willing in pass protection. Let's just leave it at that for right now. But when I'm looking at the combine, what I want to see from him, go ahead, just build on and show off those strengths that we've already talked about. Time fast in your drills. Make it look supernatural. Simply show those abilities where, yes, I can step into the NFL and be a home run hitter from year one already at the next level. So De'Von Achane, definitely a running back on my radar. Let's talk about a lineman here, a lineman that's missing a couple of his front teeth. That's Cody Mauch, offensive lineman, North Dakota State. He's 6'6", 301 pounds. So he entered college at the position of tight end, ended up making the switch to tackle, legit stepped in and just dominated at tackle. Now, he does have shorter arms and enter the underwear Olympics that we're approaching right now, aka the NFL Scouting Combine. We're going to see exactly what those arms measure at, but because of that not ideal length of arms to play tackle, he's likely going to slide in, play guard at the NFL level, which is perfectly fine. We've got a need there as well. But kind of due to that previous life that he had playing tight end, he moves well. He can get to the second level of blocks very well. He's got a real solid lateral quickness that we'd like to see from a guard that has to move. And honestly, the nice thing is, we talk about the zone blocking scheme. It's perfect for him because he's better as a blocker when he can get out and get in position and sort of wall off his block, rather than being like a power, knock your opponent back type of blocker. And then if you look at him in pass pro, he's a little bit lighter, but he kind of uses that to his advantage because he can mimic and mirror the defense and the defenders that are coming at him very well. But where he's going to struggle is because of that lighter size. If he goes up against an edge rusher that has great speed and great power combo, there's a chance that he can struggle, because if that guy gets around him, or if he can get up inside of him, that lighter frame doesn't really let him, because he doesn't have those longer arms, doesn't really let him anchor quite as well against that speed, against that power. So he's got that a little bit working against him. But what do I want to see from him at the combine? Let's see some strength. Show a little bit added strength, whether that's in the bench press, which guys with shorter arms typically can do more reps, but go ahead and prove it. Go out there and show that you're stronger. And in the legs, something like the broad jump. Show that you've got that strength in your legs. Show that you've been working on getting stronger so that you can anchor against those NFL edge rushers, because we talk about premier positions on the defensive side of the ball, cornerback, edge rusher. Those guys are getting freakier and faster than they ever have been. So you're going to have to, and like I said, he's going to be playing on the inside, but even the defensive tackles in the NFL these days, crazy strong, crazy fast. You got to be able to anchor against those guys and go out there and put up those numbers and show that you belong, because when you play at a school like North Dakota State, you're not playing against the best competition. So you got to show up when you're getting your opportunities. Let's go on to a tight end, another position of need, I would say, for the Miami Dolphins. And quite honestly, every single time I turn on some more tape of Tucker Kraft, the tight end out of South Dakota State, it's a South and North Dakota love fest you're going to see here in a second. I fall in love a little bit more with Tucker Kraft. The dude is 6'5", 255 pounds, and I already know the first question that you're thinking. Hey, Ben, can he block? Because we've already gone through this with Mike Gesicki for the previous year now. Well, yes, I got great news for you. He can. And guess what? He's got the size and he's got the athleticism to the point where I think with the right coaching, he is going to even get better at this skill when it comes to the NFL. And then if you look at him as a pass catching tight end, he's the kind of tight end that you want to get to the ball into his hands early and then let him create. In a sense, he's a little bit different than Mike Gesicki, where Mike Gesicki would come down with contested catches. He could make plays down the field. But pretty much after he caught the ball, that was it. He wasn't very elusive. He wasn't breaking tackles. Tucker Kraft can make it happen after the catch. And guess what? Mike McDaniel's system, kind of built for getting the ball to playmakers in space, letting them create afterwards. Sounds like a very nice fit to me. But where's the drawback? And unfortunately, it's probably the drawback which is preventing him from going even higher in the draft. It's the natural thing. It's his hands. From time to time, he's going to drop a pass, which is very unfortunate. He's got to work on that concentration of hauling in the pass and then making the play versus trying to do too much too early. So in the combine, that's what I want to see. Show off those hands. When you're up in the drill, put that worry to rest. Catch every single ball that's thrown your way and then worrying about getting upfield. Then worry about making a play. But show off your hands at the combine. Secure the ball, make the damn catch, and then make your play. I got another running back I want to chat about today. Tyjae Spears, running back out of Tulane. So he goes 5'10", 190 pounds. And if you weren't super in tune with Spears playing at the huge University of Tulane throughout the college football season, if you paid attention to the Senior Bowl, you likely got introduced to Tyjae Spears, because this dude was the talk of numerous practices, of numerous plays, consistently being singled out, pointed out as one of the more explosive, elusive, playmaking running backs that was on the field during those practices. So before I get to a couple of his strengths, weaknesses, I'm going to jump right into what I want to see from him at the combine, because Tyjae, just do it again. Show that a couple of Senior Bowl practices weren't a fluke. Go out there, be smooth in your drills, time very well, be a natural hands catcher. Show that the Senior Bowl practices weren't just an outlier to your game. But much like I said about A-Chain, though, another guy that can really excel at the next level in a zone blocking scheme. He's an explosive ball carrier, the speed, the acceleration, get those chunk yardages that this offense thrives on. Here's the deal. The other thing that he provides as well, a little bit even potentially more than A-Chain, despite not being a huge guy, he actually does fairly well when it comes to contact and contact balance and breaking tackles. And granted, he wasn't playing against top-tier talent like A-Chain was, playing in Tulane. The competition level is a little bit different. So we'll see how that translates to the next level. But from what he's got on tape, he was able to get it done, at least to an extent. I wish I had a little bit more tape on his receiving game. Tulane didn't really prioritize getting him the ball as a pass catcher. And then injury-wise, he did tear his ACL in 2020, bounced back, though, in 21 with a solid performance and even better performance in 2022. A career rushing average of 6.8 yards per carry. Pretty damn impressive there. Not really sure if he's really made out to be a bell cow option at the position, may project better as a timeshare running back by committee guy, but hey, we're used to that. The NFL is getting kind of used to that. One more guy. Let's talk a little bit about Hunter Lipke, fullback out of North Dakota State. I told you this was kind of a North and South Dakota State video here for you guys today. And I got to admit here, I listened to the viewers on this one. This guy wasn't on my radar. I took some recommendations. I had numerous people bring up his name, like, you know what, I got to check this guy out. And now that I've watched him, you guys have convinced me to keep an eye on this guy. During the combine, he's 6'1", 236. And now, obviously, being a fullback, he's not going to be getting carries left and right. Kind of like, not that he was at North Dakota State, but he got a decent amount. You look at his stats, you're like, man, this guy got a bunch of carries. He's not going to be that kind of guy. He's not even going to be on every team's radar because not every team rolls with a fullback the way the Miami Dolphins do. But he can play some fullback. He can play kind of like that hybrid tight end role. And I know this part of football gets ignored a little bit here and there, but the guy should be a regular contributor on special teams as well. Like I said, he's going to be limited as a runner. He's going to be relegated to the short yardage situations. But the nice thing that I saw from him right away at North Dakota State, he's in that short yardage situation. And if he doesn't get the ball, he'll fake the run and he'll kind of slide through the line of scrimmage. He gets the ball as a pass catcher. He can make it happen afterwards as well. Those chunk yardage plays, those sneaky plays to the fullback, he is built for something like that. He's another guy with sure hands that can create after the catch. But back to running and back to what fullbacks do. Solid blocker. He's going to do the dirty stuff, similar to like what we see an Alec Ingold doing. And we talk about Mike McDaniel a lot in these videos because that's the team. That's the scheme that we're building around. Loves those kind of players that can be utilized in multiple ways. Chess pieces, you may want to call them. And guess what? He's not scared to roster multiple guys like this. So if it's Alec Ingold and him, he's shown in the past, last year, he will roster guys that he has a plan for. So I don't really necessarily have one thing to keep an eye on regarding him at the combine. However, just make the most of your opportunities. Catch the ball when you get the chance to. Time well enough to be able to play fullback. Because when you're a fullback in the NFL, you know that opportunities are scarce. So when your number is called, show up because those chunk plays can come in and they can be very crucial for an offensive success, especially one that utilizes a fullback hybrid tight end role as much as Mike McDaniel does. But that's what I've got for my final scouting combine preview. Like I said, drop any prospects you've got on your radar in the comments. Curious to see who else I should be paying extra attention to. But enjoy the combine. We'll be back with some recap video as well, following some of the action that we see on the field. But until then, Dolphins fans, fins up.